It's E-Man again with the shenanigans. Oh, that's it. That's the one. It's E-Man again with the shenanigans. So I'm going to keep this short, sweet, and simple. All right. I'm going to keep this short, sweet, and simple because we have a lot of stupid people out there. And a lot of people are, you know, flooding my page right now, or you don't support Nick, or this, that, and the third. So let me go ahead and sum this up. Let me start off by saying this. For one, I hate the fact that I am even explaining myself, because in this industry, dealing with people, period, and it's sad to say, mostly be your own people. It mostly be your own people. But dealing with these type of people, your point is never gonna get made. They're gonna always be stupid people, and unfortunately, the negativity spreads faster, and it's just much more entertaining than the truth. So let me just say what's going on. I have a post up right now that says, all jokes aside, you know, don't ask me anything about Wild Out, because, you know, just like y'all, I don't know what's going on. Whatever the verdict is, I'm still going to grind. I've been, you know, grinding and working hard. So, you know, that's not going to change. It's all about God's timing. For some reason, people took that sideways and wanted to be negative with it, which is, I guess, fine, for whatever reason. But I'll let you guys know this. For one, I tweeted that, as you can see, that's a screenshot from Twitter. I tweeted that, I think at like 1:48 a.m. 1:48 a.m. Now, before I tweeted that, Conceited messaged me on Instagram and said, yo, I think Wild Out is over. I don't know what's going on with Nick, but I think Wild Out is canceled. So I'm like, all right, what about? So we got on the phone. Immediately he called me. We were discussing what we may think it would be, or whatever the case may be. And then Justina called. And then Charlie Clips called. And then Chico called. So a few of the cast members was on the phone last night trying to figure out what's going on. We were all making jokes. We was trying to figure out, damn, like, is this really over? This, that, and the third, yada, 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 yada. And all of them can vouch for me. I think Charlie came on late, but Chico came on late. One of them came on late, but I know for a fact Justina and Conceited can vouch for me when I say this. Not that this matters, but you gotta, like, you know, when you in class and you got a bunch of students, a lot of students may get it, but then you got the stupid ones. So you gotta, like, hang back a little and just, like, explain to them so they can, you know, get it too. So this is what this is. This is me explaining to all the stupid people out there that got something to say. So Justina and Conceited, we were on the phone, and I tell them, I said, hey, Justina asked, she was like, so what's up? Like, if Nick walks, or if this is over with, are y'all still staying on Wild Out? I said, hey, to be honest with you, if Nick goes, then we have to go, because if what they're saying is true, like, it wouldn't be right for us to stay on Wild Out, like, at least not me. After all of this, I was like, you know what, this would be a perfect time, because in support of NickCannon, I'm going to voice my opinion. And he was talking about, he put out a long statement about how Viacom did him like this, or this, that, and the third, and how the industry been doing black people like this for years, or da-da-da. And it ain't even necessarily just about black people. But anyway, the song lines up with everything that he's talking about that goes on in the industry. So I was like, okay, Nick has been using his voice for years. Why not use mine in the way that I feel that I know how to do it best? So I dropped a song called The Tab, and it's basically saying people choose to look at the light when it comes to the fame, but they don't want to see the light bill. So now people think, oh, you choosing to promote now. Don't try to jump on the bandwagon until you support him. And then it makes it look even worse on my end, because all the other cast members, after they find out what's fully going on, they want to post pictures in support of Nick. Like, oh, we support Nick. Da, 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 da. So it makes my tweet or my post look even bad. So now people are comparing like, well, why couldn't you just be like them? For one, them niggas wasn't on the phone with me that night. For two, they are just finding out all the information. I stand with Nick. That's the most important thing. Two, that post ain't coming down until I'm ready for it to come down. Aspiring entertainers out there, this is the type of crap you got to deal with. If you go read the comments, look at how people treat you when they have no idea what's going on. They will dog you out. They will ride with what they want to do. If you go under the shade room and you find the post where they posted me saying that I said that, it's a bunch of negative comments saying it's a bunch of people telling me what I said and what I thought. They don't know me at all. They don't know anything. That's the that's what you have to deal with when you want to become famous or you want to become a successful artist or anything that has you being well known. You're going to have to deal with that, and it's one of the most frustrating things in the world.
And what we just saw, WildNow really got canceled for this. Now this is ridiculous. What he said may have been taken out of context because I don't think a lot of y'all may understand where he's coming from with his information and what he's talking about. So I just want to shed some light. What he's talking about, he's talking historical facts here. He's not talking about like individual persons, like people now, people like, okay, you know what I think this is like, he's being punished for this is because people of today think he's talking about them when he's talking about how it was for people of yesterday and the days before when black people were suffering, being beat in the streets, so on and so forth. Listen, he said that white people had predisposition to be act out towards like evil intentions and barbaric intentions, and that is true. It's not something you want to hear, but it's true. Like Hitler was white, right? He annihilated the Jews, right? And when it comes to hating people who do not look like white people do, that is a historical thing. White people, Europeans, colonizers, wiping out, massacring millions, billions of people because of cultural differences, because they didn't believe in the same religion they did, or simply because they couldn't speak the same language they did, right? That's where he's coming from, and that is evil and barbaric. Because where our people, listen, our people, like indigenous, black, whomsoever that white people in the past may have accosted or stolen from, murdered, right? Those people must have been powerful because they came to steal what they had, right? You have to understand their land, what they had to offer, everything. They came to steal that from them, right? So what they had to steal, what they wanted to take from them, right, was very deep and personal. This is where people live, right? And so where people live, if a guest comes to where you live, you're not going to be rude, even if they're unexpected, right? You do not want to be rude unless you feel threatened by them, right? And in the beginning, we did not feel threatened. That's why indigenous people made trading routes and fur trade and whatever else, and we're talking to whomsoever was in charge and back and forth, tribes and whatever. Same with what was happening up in Africa and everything else. The thing here is that throughout history, not only have white people been trying to disenfranchise others, they've been lying. They've been telling lies. Like, that's how it's been. That is how, like, it's not, I don't even know how to get this across, because I know I'm going to offend some people. But, like, it's just, society was built for people with a lighter complexion, right? After slavery was ended because one, a lot of people saw that slavery was wrong. These people were treated harshly. It was to the point where slave masters where it was normal, right? It was normal to beat and rape and murder their own slaves, right? You understand that slave masters had other slave masters, right, who were worse than what they do to their own slaves, who would talk against what they do to their own slaves. There were people who would torture their slaves, right? And not in the same way they did. We had whips and chains and whatever else that we talk about, right? We had people, but in some people enjoyed like neutering, like cutting up black people in slavery. Like people were very sick and twisted back then.
You don't care about Black Lives Matter if you're canceling MTV's Wildnoutcancelled.
For him speaking like truth,
exactly,
while trying to remain respectful.
Get out of here! You're obviously stupid for that one. Stupid,
All right.
idiot.
Love y'all.